at last he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!"
I think my stream just buffered, but I think I'm still here.
"This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying.
Okay, I'm back.
And began to gently float above the ground.
Cool.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared.
Yeah, cool,
it was
cool.
so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head.
No, wait,
One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
Okay, I'm back.
Why
Cool. I don't know what happened
is
just
there a
then.
voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me.
You still there, Jet?
Thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back.
You still there, Jet?
The fresh air of a world outside.
Can't see you in
this
chat. Or any new messages in chat,
Let
I should
me
say.
wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife.
Cool. I worried for a
my
second. I
job.
missed you, buddy.
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
I need to be back on the box. I need to be on the box.
Stanley began screaming.
Ah.
Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh, don't mention breakfast. I'm jealous. I mean, to be fair, before I streamed, I did have lunch, but that's not the point. I'm still jealous.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my
Yeah,
life.
that's what you think when you see a
I
dead
know
body.
what
You're like,
is
oh, I'm
real
so happy I'm
and
normal.
what
Not,
isn't.
oh my god, a dead
It
body.
was
I should call an
comforting to think
ambulance.
this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better.
Yeah,
Then she
Mariella's a
remembered the
psychopath.
meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Okay, cool. What should I do next?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I know what I need to do.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an... Oh no, oh no, 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 I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Loser. You actually thought I was going to do what you said. Okay, I'm feeling nice, so I'll actually move on.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new
easy.
passageway. Kill Supreme.
Now that would be fun if the narrator came out of the game.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Not this time, bitch.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
I'm ready for it.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and
I
get
don't
back
need
on
more
track.
horror elements in this game. I'm terrified of horror.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly
I might dress
confront
a
his
tiny
death.
bit goth, but I'm actually terrible with horror. Never. I think that requires friends, doesn't it, anyway, to play Phasmophobia? I don't have friends. It's something I can't do. I don't even have a VR set. They're expensive. I'm never going to stream Phas.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no
Yeah, so I have this up
consequence
pink.
whatsoever.
I have like 2
Stanley
extremes.
can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't
Oh, I
know
bought
the
some cute
real
back tops
story,
though recently on
trapped
Shein, and I
forever
can't wait
in
for
his
them to
narrow
come.
vision
They're so
of what
adorable.
This world is. Perhaps his death was of no
Yeah, I
great
do have a
loss,
point. I need friends.
plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Bye, buddy.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Ooh. No, it was just taken over by a woman. Some could say it's the same thing.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Yes. Oh, I can get behind. Oh, that's so cute. Oh. pacing of this opening section was important to get right. The corridor had to be moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the 2 doors in a good time. Oh, that's so cute. I like the filing cabinets to exhibit right there. This is fun. I like this area. It's like being in a museum, and I like museums. I haven't been there in a while, though. Because my town has one. Ooh, what's this? Telephone. This is cool. I like this area. I could spend ages in this area, but I probably shouldn't. Oh, hello. Probably just maybe move on. There we go.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Okay. Kind of like how evil she is. Giving off bad bitch vibes.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
I decided to die. I could have pressed escape and quit, but I decided to die.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go
Oh
to the
no,
meeting
it's time
room.
to take the
Perhaps
other
he had
door.
simply missed a memo.
I took it once and then I immediately jumped off the ledge and died, so...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oh.
Wow. Yes.
Depth perception is
This
completely
room.
off.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yes.
Well, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look,
Already
let
seen
me
it's
prove
kind of
it.
boring.
Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
Fuck you.
Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Yeah.
Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see.
£20 on the Steam
Help
store.
me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange
I'm
and
still not sure it was worth
desires
it.
of yours. What would have
Maybe
made
it's
this
not worth
game
buying
better?
it this week.
What did you
This
want
is my
to
short week
see?
of pay.
Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
I have not got a
Tell you
talk
what,
button.
Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Okay. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
A nice 4.
Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Clearly there's something here that speaks to you. If I can be honest here, I really don't have any idea where I'm going with this. This whole third door thing was just a stab in the dark. But I guess you're into it, so let's keep this party train rolling. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Yeah, but does it have character customization?
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Yeah, no, it's kind of just makes you want to watch
I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls.
I very much doubt that's an
towards
actual.
You click the button to move him back to the right.
An actual
and if he
leaderboard.
reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very.
I hope you know what I'm going to do right now.
All about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting
nothing
the
if not
demands
predictable.
of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience. You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
Both.
Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted, erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it.
Yeah, sounds about
What
right.
a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley, and it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice game. Went the wrong way, didn't I?
Oh, no. No, 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 it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly, block it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You really wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Okay, let's have a look. Oh, what is this?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Rocket League. Cool. I had no idea what that first one was.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see.
Bleebly.
There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Where's the ball? You can tell how good I am at ball sports.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than... Hold on.
Didn't even realise that was an
Stanley,
option.
don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Oh, there's more to fall. Oh, this is fun. We must go towards the light. You can take what I said in any way you want. It's probably correct. Especially when it refers to balls.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this
The narrator
world.
just kind of sounds full of
Yes.
himself, to be honest.
Yes, I'll be back. There's
But he's
no
got a
other
big
way.
head.
Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait. Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Okay, what am I doing next? Where am I going? Oh.
Oh.
Don't
new
mind if I do.
content? What does that mean? New content.
I am literally, I would be a terrible mouse. I'd be straight in that trap. I wouldn't survive in a horror movie. You could literally just label a door with new content and I would go in there.
Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Guess I played
this
enough of
sounds delightful. I'm
Yeah.
very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
I've had dreams. I've had like lucid dreams where I was like in a kind of a
So
horror
far it's
movie
an elevator.
environment kind of thing.
Nothing special
And
yet,
immediately
but
I'm
sure
so
it's
lazy
the
that my
beginning of a
subconscious just says, yeah, you know
mesmerizing
what, I'm just gonna
adventure.
give up. I'm gonna give myself into the monster. I don't know what you said.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Give me the content, give me the content, give me the content.
All right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Cool.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of
I think
new
we're
content
actually
right
butts in
there.
this playthrough.
Hell, I could count to 30
Me and the narrator. I
trillion.
kind of agree
You
with
could
him.
put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else.
Give me the content.
Let's see it.
Give me the content. Give me
I'm
the
ready
content.
for whatever it is.
Give me the content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation.
I think me
around
and
the new
the
content,
narrator,
I'm
I
afraid.
think we're just
It
kind
could
of like
never
Tom
have
and
lived up
Jerry.
to such
Like,
expectations.
sure, we like
If
chase
you're
each
still
other
with
around
me,
the house all
why
the
don't we
time
just
and like
reset the game,
mess each other up.
and we'll try
But
to
we're
get
still
back
pals
to
at
what
the end of the
Stanley
day.
Parable is really about. No frills.
It's
no
not
groups,
hatred, it's just
just you and
foreplay.
me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
I mean, I don't really get an option, do I? Oh? Oh, this is different. Oh, this is trippy. Okay, we're...
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Oh, this is like the normal office. Okay. Yes, exactly. Unless I'm being chased by a horror villain, in which case I do not enjoy the chase. I just enjoy standing there and giving up.
You remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just
Dude, what the
our
fuck?
little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories
Pretty cool.
so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something.
Oh, this is so
the
cute.
waste.
Oh. This is adorable.
Je suis dans la memory zone.
Oh.
Seul sur la pluie des loups.
In loving memory, little Stanley. Oh no.
Que toi, mon amour.
I like the music.
C'est là, dans la memory zone, où je me remémore les jours où je t'ai rencontré, mon amour. Mais ici, c'est aussi où je me souviens de la sortie de The Stanley Parable. C'était en 2013, un très bon jeu vidéo. 2 mois après.
Oh wow.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable.
Oh,
Like this
so I wanted
stunning
the
triumph
music
of
to
games
stay.
journalism. 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear
I like
that,
this
Stanley?
water.
Every
Oh.
game ever created.
Why is this
That's
making me
how
so
grand
thirsty?
and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created.
Also, I
it
kinda
was
need to pee.
Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content. Here's another moving passage, this time
is
from
kind of like the,
GameSpot.com.
The arch nemesis
Stanley
inviting
Parable is both a richly
hero into his
stimulating
home and just having a
commentary
nice
on the nature of choice
conversation.
in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
I guess I can't go through there.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
Oh.
What's this? What's down here?
Ooh.
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art.
Well,
I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable.
I
but the
feel
game's
really
already
bad for
such
the
a
narrator.
densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Aww. I can't remember what I was like in the beginning, so I'm just going to pretend nothing happened. Gonna pretend you're wrong.
The game is good. For someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But
Yeah, this is kind of the narration that goes off in my head
Yeah.
24/7.
What an awful memory to have to hold on to.
It
These
takes
black
effort
marks
to,
on my otherwise unimpeachable
say
track
colloquialisms.
record. I feel like a failure.
Imagine if you're
Like I
like,
let these
if you're
people
coming
down.
back to this game
Perhaps the Stanley Parable
long after you
isn't
played
quite
it
as
last, you
sterling
see
as
there's
I
like a
always
new
remembered.
addition to it, and you're like, oh cool, I'm gonna play this, and your review is in the game when you get to this section. Imagine how bad you'd feel with like the narrator going off about it.
What's this one got to say?
I guess that it's
You
supposed to be a
constantly have to
parable.
stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
I don't want to press the skip button. I think it's mean. I'm kind of bonding with this guy now. Can I not? Can I just not press the skip button? Oh, he's forcing me to press the
And
skip
here
button.
it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button,
You're
you'll have zipped right
bonding.
past it.
Oh,
It's
now
what
he
the
feels
players have
bad.
been
Now
asking
I
for,
feel
and
bad.
I'm very proud to have
What
delivered
the fuck? I
no
feel
more
bad for
listening to
him.
me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting
It's
for me
starting
to
to
shut
hit
up.
too close
Go
to
ahead
home
and make
now.
me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this.
the story and the choices, or what have you. And
Who says I
therefore, by
rewatch
becoming
anything
it is,
of mine?
so
That's
on and so
embarrassing,
forth,
man.
until
I'm done with editing, I'm gone.
we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, no, until 245. Got the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever
Now
ago?
I'm fine with
Which
my
is why
voice.
I
I've got a nice
say
posh British accent.
the story and the choices.
It's
or
my
what have
actions
you,
that
and
bother me.
therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, no, until 245. Got the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore
I
becomes
refuse to skip.
impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say...
I really
the
wish
story
I was good at
and the
improv, so I
choices,
could
or
improv
what
something
have
from the
you,
Discovery
and therefore,
Channel
by
now,
becoming
but
it
I'm
is,
terrible at it,
so
so
on
I
and so
won't.
forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, no, until 245. Got the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which
And
is
so
why I
Stanley
say
walked through the
story
left door.
and the choices.
No,
or what
no,
have
I
you,
meant the left.
And therefore, by
No,
becoming it
fine,
is,
fine,
so on and
we
so
go this
forth,
way
until
instead.
inevitably we all until
That's
the
what
end
he
of
sounds like
time,
to me.
at which time everything all at once. So now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just
I know
yet.
he wants me to skip,
until
but I don't want to.
245. Got the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back,
I know
and
he's
never a
literally just
moment before
repeating everything
lunchtime.
over and
It
over again,
can't
but I
be.
don't want to
It's
press the
the
fast
only
forward
thing
button.
there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say...
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're
feel
back,
bad.
you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling
know, but
monologue full of
I need to keep
unnecessary
the action
verbal
going.
flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice.
I like
That is
this.
to
I like
say,
philosophy.
if by
This is good for
articulating
me.
a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to
erecting.
every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your Greek gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once.
I see.
That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them.
It has some good
first,
points.
I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label
Yeah, but the
on
way it
this
says
one.
manifesto
I think it has much more of a
is really
treatise
nice.
vibe to
Manifesto.
it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much
Yes,
grander
it does.
sort
Exactly,
of
that's
tone?
what I was
It
saying.
has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto.
Stick with manifesto.
Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look. I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I am not sick of shall be the victor. It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we go. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise, manifesto. Treatise,
Manifesto.
manifesto.
Fine, I'll
Treatise,
skip.
manifesto.
I'm sorry.
Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works.
Yeah, I have no idea how
Perhaps
Steam works. I've
that
got
would
like
have
3
been a
games
smart
on
thing
there.
to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button.
Manifesto.
Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality.
What happened to the subtitles? Did they not script this far ahead?
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming
No,
longer
I don't
and
want
longer.
to spam
That
as much as
last
I
one
need.
was-
I don't want to spam too much.
I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes. It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated,
Cool,
and we
can I
can
leave
say
now?
goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go?
Oh,
Wasn't there
fuck.
a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before.
Yes, there
How
was.
else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole?
I wonder who's controlling the
A sufficiently
narrator.
large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just wait here. Wait here
can't
for
jump?
me, and don't press the skip button. Got it?
Just unlocked
Yes,
an achievement
good.
that says you
I'll be
can't
right
jump.
back.
Okay, I gotta skip, haven't I feel bad for him. He's gonna be really sad now, isn't he? I just know it. I'm really bad at aiming my cursor.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley.
Okay, I'm
there's
getting
no
bored
door.
of this place
There's
now.
just you and the button.
Sorry,
Oh,
mate.
Stanley, you're back. You're back.
Oh,
my
Plant's
goodness.
gone.
I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening.
Sorry.
I needed there to be a... Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year.
I
Have you
feel
ever
bad,
sat
but
down
like...
in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunity.
I'm sorry, mate. I just want to get out of here. Oh, he's dead now. I killed the narrator. R.I.P. Where's beat coming from? Oh, sorry, is it too loud?
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a...
I'm going to check behind it every time just in case something's different.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the...
I'm sorry. Oh. That's different. Season's finally caved in. Oh, there's light. I feel like I'm just gonna like keep on skipping ahead until the ceiling caves in completely and I die. Oh, nature returns. Oh, this is really pretty. Oh. Ashes to ashes and all that. It's fine. It's fine. Probably infinite. Or at least 6. That's how many ways the game can end. Oh. Oh, freedom. Can I still skip? No. Oh, why is everything so tilted? I don't understand. Is it me? What about now? Ooh. Is this Dune? No Man's Sky or something like that? Oh, this is pretty. I have no idea how we got here, mind you, but it's fun to be here. Thanks. Leave me a good rating on Steam.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could
I
it
hope
mean?
he's okay now.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Is it me or does his voice feel a bit more soulless now?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Probably should have gone to the new content.
Stanley
Oh,
was so
it's
bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for... This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your... Oh, no, you can't... Did you just unplug the phone? Well, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Yeah, obviously.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you've made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person, but if used incorrectly can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack." Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant.
I feel better about
and
myself
the feeling
now.
should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back.
Back, second
You may have
back.
noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not
Sorry,
to worry.
mate.
Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please. Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying.
Oh, that's
Imagine the
rude.
main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Damn it. Fine.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Fine.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that you... My story. You've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge.
I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Okay.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Is this a good time to mention that I find it really easy to mix up my rights and my lefts?
Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly.
What if I try and like go in here and then quickly race here?
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Kind of works, but I don't think it counted as me going into the room.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, this is my toilet. Oh.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it.
Surely behind this
Yeah,
door
no,
lay
whoever
all the answers to his questions.
Adolphi is,
And beyond
which
all
does not
probability,
sound
he
good.
knew the
I'm not
passcode.
interested in
He
buying
had seen it
viewers.
on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Can't actually speak.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115? Don't know why I tried that. This is not mic compatible.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you?
I can't talk.
Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
I can't speak.
Okay, fine, you're not going to do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You...
I can't talk.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right?
Okay,
Stanley,
I
this is
managed to reach a
important.
credit scene. That's cool.
The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it.
Oh.
You hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay.
I kind of want to cry. I'm actually tearing up at this. What the fuck?
Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right.
When I actually did like graphic liners today, I cannot cry at this.
Decide what's the right thing to do.
Oh,
Take as much
he's so
time as you
lonely.
need.
Okay, but with that, I think I am actually going to finish now because I need the toilet. I've got a toothache and I need to nap. But yeah, thank you for watching. Thanks, Jet, especially. I will see you in at least a couple of weeks, maybe next week. I don't know how I feel at the time and what I'll have recorded in that. If I have time, basically, because I've got to work until 5 next weekend, which is the usual thing. But yeah, good stream. I had fun playing this game, definitely. Definitely something I'll probably come back to. Maybe in a couple months or something. Like, just do some more things to mess it up, if that makes sense. And then, I don't know what I'm going to do next time. Probably, I'm just going to play, like, some more Sims or something, maybe. I don't know. I'll play something, though. Or I'll find something to do. And yeah, I mentioned at the beginning, but I'm not sure you were here. But basically, if you haven't noticed, I did kind of change my name, like very, very slightly, to Simsera or Simzera. Just because I think it sounds nicer and it rolls better off the tongue. Simzera, Simzera, Simzera. However you want to say it, but it just sounds better than Simzer, you know. So yeah, I'm trying it out. I'm checking it out, and then in a few weeks, to a couple of months, maybe I'm probably gonna change my profile picture as well, but I kind of don't want to do too many changes at once, because then I'll be unrecognizable, kind of. Yeah, and I'm also really close to 200 subs on YouTube, so that's going to be something special to do. But yeah, thank you. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you later, all right? Take care. Bye-bye.